Ida On Demand had a really funny video on VH1's 2007 The White Rapper Show, where they find mostly cringy white rappers and get them to compete against each other.
Hip-hop wound up in the suburbs. It must have been picked up when it fell out of Snoop's cupboard.
And if they ever reboot this show, I unfortunately discovered the perfect candidate. Tom MacDonald, everyone. Who is Tom MacDonald, you ask? You mean you don't know? Why, how could you not know about his greatest hit, Straight White Male, where he talks about the demonization of straight white males? Or, of course, the beloved Coronavirus, where he raps inaccuracies about the coronavirus. And who could live without his famous song, Dear Slim, produced by Eminem, when in reality, Eminem had no collaboration with him at all. But seriously, Eminem didn't collaborate with him at all. He just wanted to give the appearance of that, so he bought a beat that Eminem produced independently of him. And then when he posted the song on YouTube, I don't know if Tom decided this or if there's like a company behind it who thought this would be a good idea. But when he posted on YouTube, he said produced by Eminem. You don't think Eminem isn't gonna see that and think, yikes. But anyways, I digress. Perhaps Tom's most recent single at the date of this video, Snowflake, takes the cake, as it simply melts any leftist who has happened to hear of him. Let's take a look at this triggering takedown. Okay, jackets off. Hey everyone, my name's Professor Flowers, but you can just call me Lua. Make sure to like and subscribe. Or if you're a snowflake, of course, let me know how triggered you are by this. Oh god, let's just dive in. Let's take a peek at this thing that's gonna trigger all of us. So first off, Tom MacDonald is all over the place.
You lie to the government, they'll put you in prison. When they lie to all of us, it's called being a politician.
You're like,
They taking guns away, we'll save our kids from the killing. With your pro-choice, abortion kills way more children.
That's where you lost me. Pretty much his entire song has that effect.
They set us up to fail, that's what they built a system for. Empowering women used to be different than this before. The role models got OnlyFans or dance on a stripper pole.
No. He even has a different song called If I Were Black. And if you look at the artwork for the picture, you're like, oh no, like this is gonna be really racist. And then the actual song is like pro-black. He's just all over the place. A lot of people in the comments are saying, well, no, he's just not picking a side. But on one hand, he has a song that's pro-black. And on the other hand, he has a song that empowers people, empowers racist people to call those who speak out against racism snowflakes. So it's like, which is it? It's not just that he's not picking a side, it's that he seems to be a bit of a contradiction or inconsistent.
If America's so terrible and racist, it probably isn't safe to encourage immigration.
Oh, did you catch that? Did you catch that dog whistle?
It probably isn't safe to encourage immigration.
He's dissing leftists for encouraging immigration. He's an immigrant.
Trigger warnings used to be on TV for seizures, and now they're everywhere to protect millennials' feelings.
Yeah, what's the problem? Trigger warnings used to talk about seizures, but now they also talk about other stuff too. Gotcha. Gotcha! The snowflake left is melting. Hope you have some snow for that burn. Also, that line is just so awkward. Trigger warnings used to be on TV for seizures, and now they're everywhere to protect millennials' feelings. It sounds like he just really wanted to say it, couldn't think of anything that rhymed or flowed well, and said, fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm just gonna jam it in the song because I want it in there, and maybe it doesn't sound good, but we're going with it. That sounds like that's what happened to me. I don't know though. But I think that's what happened. So next is this really cute scene where this person is in a ski mask and it's adorable. Look at how cute this picture is. Like, hey, I'm talking to you. Hey, I'm talking to you. Fuck you. He also has another video where he's wearing a ski mask. For a minute, I just thought he was doing a bunch of cute stuff. Like there's like a person in a ski mask with makeup on. He wears a very poofy jacket. There's this scene in the video where he's like,
everybody's wrong, that's a real problem.
And it's like, that's fucking adorable. cool. But yeah, he just like does a lot of cute stuff. I think the jacket though and the ski mask are probably to tie in with the theme of it being snowflakes. I was very confused at first because it seems like his set is a throwback to the protests that happened during the summer of 2020. So I was like, why are you wearing a poofy jacket and stuff? It's really hot outside. But then I realized, oh, snowflakes. That's why he's wearing a very poofy jacket. But anyways, I can't take this ski mask seriously. It's too adorable. I feel like this person could literally tell me to go fuck myself and I'd be happy. Fuck you! Oh. But then it ends up being Blair White. Oh.
He, she, his, him, hers, them, they, screw a pronoun, cause everyone's a these days.
So Blair White starts saying, fuck your pronouns. And this is something that has always bothered me about Blair White because she actually cares a lot about pronouns. She's trans. As someone pointed out to me, she debated Ben Shapiro, arguing that trans people who can at least pass as cisgendered should be gendered to what they transition to.
Rather than chromosomes, I think secondary sex characteristics, which are still biological, but it really does kind of boil down to what you look like, in my opinion.
So she may not care about everyone else's preferred pronouns, but Blair herself actually cares a great deal about being the pronouns that she's called. And I feel pretty confident that you could probably say the same thing about Tom McDonald. I'm almost positive that if we started calling Tom she, that he probably wouldn't like it because he probably actually really does care about pronouns.
You know who hates America the most? Americans.
I feel like he thought this was clever, like, whoa, Americans hate America. But yeah, there really are a lot of Americans who do. This country is built on colonization and slavery, where we massacred millions of indigenous people living here, kidnapped and enslaved an entire population, and then bombed and terrorized a number of countries. And when you learn about this, you tend to have one of two responses. One response you might get is, I don't want to be a part of a country that does that, so I want to change this. Or you might get, well, I'm a proud American, so I'm just going to ignore those things because they make me less proud. So yes, fuck your American pride. I'm not proud of genocide. I'm not proud of colonization. And I'm not proud of imperialism. And that's as American as it gets. I will be proud to be an American when we finally stop these things. If you would like me to move to another country, I'll post my Venmo and PayPal in the description. That way you can pay for the massive expenses to leave.
They hear him preaching at the protest that hatred's the problem, but hating straight men, white folks, and Christians is common.
You didn't hear people say that. The reason why I think this is because people at the protests of last summer, which are very likely the protests he's trying to parody on his set, but the protests have a very clear list of demands. Defund the police and put that money back into the schools, or abolish the police and put that money back into schools. Also, hold Derek Chauvin accountable for the murder of George Floyd, and hold the police officers accountable for the killings of other Black people. That's what the protests were about. Very clear demands. None of it is we just need to not hate the people who oppress us.
Hear him preaching at the protest that hatred's the problem.
That was not the vibe of... This is why I think he probably hasn't been to a protest, or maybe he's just seen protesters, because when you go to a protest, the vibe isn't, if we could just all love each other, everyone will get along. The vibe is, fuck you, I'm fucking done, stop fucking killing us, and figure out a system that's not systemically oppressive. That's it. It's very no bullshit. If anyone tried to just talk about love, how we need to be marching with the police and just like reach over to the other side, that shit got shut down because that is not the time or place for that bullshit. And that's why I'm pretty sure Tom hasn't been to a protest.
Coca-Cola telling people they should be less white.
Wait, did Coca-Cola really say that?
Telling people they should be less white.
I just looked it up and they didn't. It didn't happen. Okay. Moving on.
In 2021, we paint the Patriots as Nazis.
Listen, the Unite the Right rally was full of people proudly showing Nazi symbols, okay? Yeah, not every conservative is a Nazi, but the Nazis in America are all conservative. Well, now thanks to debate bros, the left does have a growing population, but you know what I mean.
Gay, then you're brave. All of that I'm okay with.
Wait, what? Okay, I'm sorry. If you're gay, that's brave, all that I'm okay with. But God forbid that we respect your pronouns. That's too far. You crossed the line. Get out of here right now. All over the place. It's like... something like he has this song like Straight White Male. You know, he's complaining about people hating straight white males. And it's like, He's like, yeah, you're literally doing it right now. He's doing that thing, and obviously, yes, it's not just straight white males who do this. We can all do this. We can all be this kind of person, but it is kind of an issue where a lot of dudes mansplain. There's like a term for it. That's how common it is. But yes, we can all do this kind of thing. But he's doing this thing where he's like, I don't know shit about this, this, and this, but I also have an opinion on all of those things. And you're like, if you don't know what these things are, why do you have an opinion on it? Why? He probably hasn't even read any gender theory. But this dude over here has something to say. Oh God, like, sorry I don't take you seriously.
I'm in capitalism, like that's the reason things are tough. While you tweet from an iPhone and sip on a Starbucks.
Have you ever been poor? Starbucks and a cell phone is cheaper than rent. Long story short, I'll see this thing on Fox News where it's like, poor people tend to have TVs, they tend to have fridges, they tend to have stoves.
Poor families in America have. 99% of them have a refrigerator. 78% have air conditioning. 54% have cell phones.
Everything's fine. What are they complaining about? Like, that's not how money works. Like, have these people ever experienced financial hardship? So tone deaf. Being able to have a phone and drink a cup of coffee doesn't make working a 60-hour work week fun. Okay? Furthermore, you can drink a cup of coffee and have a phone and literally be unhoused. You can drink 2 cups of coffee and have a phone and be unhoused because houses cost more than a phone and a cup of coffee. Tom, do you seriously think that drinking a cup of coffee and having a smartphone erases the financial reality of rent and mortgages? So tone deaf. All right, moving on.
Snowflakes melt when it's hot, kid.
Tom, the snow is fake. It's made of plastic, and it's not gonna melt. It's gonna just sit here for hundreds of years. Sorry. That's basically my reaction to the video. It blows my mind that this video exists, because this video was made to take down the left to a bunch of right-wingers. But if you're a leftist or just someone who's not a right-winger, you watch this and you don't know if you should laugh or just cringe. I feel like that is what cringy things are. They're like, you want to laugh, but you're also like, oh no. Like, how do they not realize this, you know? He wrote this and he was like, yeah, that'll show him. I think a lot of people on the left haven't necessarily heard of this person, but I think that's going to change. I think he's going to blow up on the left, not necessarily for the reason that Tom thinks, but because there's a lot of comedy gold in here. When you watch his videos, you almost feel bad for him until you see his video has millions of views. And then you realize, wow, I've been in the wrong business. I should have gone into conservative rap. Everyone, please welcome Professor Flowers. We used to have content wanted for seizures. Yeah. Now we also have them for other needs. Yeah. Black is cool and gay is fine. But gender theory, that's where I draw the line.
We don't need no snowflakes in here. Gay is fine, but gender theory is where I draw the line. We don't need no snowflakes in here. Gay is fine, but gender theory is where I draw the line.
Snow melts, bitch, deal with it. Oh my God, that was amazing. That was absolutely incredible.
We don't need no snow.
It seems like if a leftist was like trying to
make fun of
conservative like culture, they would make a video like that.
Yeah.
Ironically.
Gay is fine, but gender theory is where I draw the line.
Snow melts, bitch, deal with it.